What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow, as Tesla's looking very, very good for the next upcoming days. In my opinion, it's looking a lot more bullish than bearish. I'm also going to break down the big pieces of events that are coming out for the week, and also some very important news from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk, as Tesla has achieved another milestone. Now, before I break anything down from Elon Musk, before I talk about what's going on with Tesla's share price and everything going on, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the MooMoo link down below and in the description. If you sign up for MooMoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 10 free stocks, each worth up to $2,500. And the best part is you could always sell these 10 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 2 weeks. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So Tesla was up 4.68% for the day on Friday, and we finally got that big reversal that a lot of us were talking about, and it's looking pretty darn good as of right now. But there is something very important I also have to warn you guys about, because right now the markets are becoming quite greedy right now, right? The market's starting to push up, and we're starting to see algos getting adjusted in a way where they're starting to actually buy these dips. And this is something that Wall Street and these big institutions tend to do when the market turns a lot more bullish, because we're seeing a lot more buyers stepping in as they have the edge. And seeing that continuation this week is very likely after everything we saw over the last couple of weeks from the markets. So as the markets become greedier, it's great to think that the markets are just going to continue to rally. That's very possible. But there is a very important warning I have before I get into more details about the bullish possibility. That is looking at SPY right now. Now, what you'll notice about SPY is, yeah, I mentioned we have all these gaps down here. I've said that plenty of times in the different videos, but right now we are respecting this rising wedge. And if we were to reach the end of it, that would be around maybe the 17th to 18th, or even like the 19th. It really depends on how you draw it. If we reach the end of it and the SPY gets to like that 430 zone, it's very possible we could actually get a rejection and actually come down a bit. Now, I'm not 100% confident this will happen, but it is very likely, more likely than not, that the market is set for a little bit of downside, because we've been rallying so hard for so long. I mean, it's been almost 2 months of just very, very bullish price action, which is fantastic. But the market kind of cooling off its RSI, cooling off a bit, is completely normal too. So my number one warning for you guys about this is we are seeing some very bullish price action, very bullish divergence right here from the RSI. And we have room to go up, but a little bit later, maybe going into like the end of this week, maybe into next week, things could change a bit as the SPY starts to test these even higher levels. So just be on the kind of cautious side when it comes to this and be prepared for that. Now, with that said, what does this mean for Tesla? Well, if I look at the charts, this thing is starting to show signs of that nice breakout that we were anticipating. We got a really nice bounce off that $840 level we pushed up. We dropped down. We actually held support around that 850 range. And since then, it's been pushing up, and we actually stopped right where our resistance is at that 900. So really, really good price action right now. I do think Tesla has a lot of room to come all the way back up to that 940 level within the next day or two. It's very possible. My only concern is what's going to happen if the market does kind of like cool off a bit, maybe later this week or maybe going into next week. That could actually slow Tesla down just a little bit, but Tesla's a bit of an exception because we have the stock split coming out. But I want to just talk about that, but it's something happening in a couple of weeks, so let's just not focus too much on that just yet. As of right now, Tesla's still looking very, very bullish. It's still looking very good, and I do think we're going to see a breakout from here. Now, why do I feel this way? Well, the first thing is the market's actually showing very, very big signs of improvement. Tesla's now showing this nice sign of that very bullish reversal. And you could see, if I actually pull up the MACD just like this, you could see we actually got on the 2 hour, we had this crossover down. This thing was dropping. We had a lot of very bearish momentum. It slowed down, got a really nice MACD 9-day moving average signal line crossover, and we're starting to show some very bullish momentum from here. The volume also picked up just a little bit. I don't think the volume was that strong when we reversed like 23 million or something like that. But what I'm going to look for next week, All right, going into tomorrow and so on and so forth is better volume for Tesla. If this thing gets the volume we're looking for when buyers really step in, that would be a very big sign. So pay attention to that. Typically, if you look at how the volume moves during the first like hour, it could give you a good idea of how this thing is going to perform for the rest of the day. So with that said, what am I essentially predicting? Well, I want to actually note two last things before I give you guys my prediction. Just to remind you guys, we have big earnings coming out from Target and Walmart and lots of retail stores out there. So this is big because it really shows the position our economy is in, depending on how they are performing and how consumer spending is affecting these businesses and our economy. So be on the lookout for this. This could actually shift the direction of the market if things end up playing out that well. So I think on the 17th and 18th, we have Target and Walmart. They have their big earnings. So be prepared for that. And anyways, without further ado, let's talk about what could end up happening to Tesla for tomorrow. So looking at Tesla, we have this nice uptrend that's starting to be respected. And Tesla actually, it dropped down here to that 840 level. It pushed up, and there was a sign that it would continue to drop down unless we got the reversal. And that's what we actually got. We got a nice reversal off this. So now it's starting to make those higher lows, at least over a very short time frame. So I'd want to see a continuation of this. I want to see a continuation of it actually kind of like respecting a trend line that looks like this. And I want to see this thing, continue to push over the next week or so, right? Kind of like this. So I'm seeing this thing actually respecting this and coming slowly all the way back up to that 940 level. I could actually see it testing that again. But just note we have very strong resistance around that 920, 925, and 940 level. So be on the, look out for those levels because we have lots of strong resistance right over there. Now, could we break past 940? As of right now, I'm not 100% sure because it depends on the market. But here's the thing, Tesla has the stock split coming up. Next week, I'm going to release a video about the stock split, give you guys all the details about it. That could be a very bullish catalyst that may actually push this thing well above 940. It's very possible, but it also depends on the overall market. So be ready for that. I think I'm still very optimistic. I do see this thing coming up to that level very soon. So what am I essentially predicting? Just to make this as clear as possible real quick, let me zoom out of my chart, make this look a little smaller, and come like this. So Tesla right now, it's in a pretty good zone. We're seeing a big improvement in its MACD. Let me just close this real quick. What I'm essentially seeing is I want to see a continuation of this. I do think it's going to respect the upper trend line. And I think into open, when Tesla opens, we might get a really, really nice move. Now, how high are we going to go? It is possible for this thing to just blast off all the way to like 940. I'm going to be a little bit conservative, though. I'm going to say this thing might actually take off all the way to about that 930 level, maybe around there, and then get a bit of a rejection off the 930s, maybe somewhere around 925 to 930. Once we get that rejection, we might come down a bit. I don't think this thing is going to turn red for tomorrow. I think we're going to hold around like the 910 level. Then we're going to continue to just hold up these better levels, and we should actually kind of stay in this range throughout the majority of the day. And if this thing is really bullish, what could happen is we might get a very strong power hour. That's typically what happens, especially if we have a really good Friday. So what the market has been doing is we tend to have really good Fridays, maybe not as strong Mondays tend to be pretty decent, but as we get to like the middle days, like Tuesday, Wednesday, those could be even better days, especially if we have decent earnings coming out from these retail stores. So as of right now, I do think Tesla's going to hold up pretty well. We could get a close around that like 920, 918 level. So I'm more bullish than bearish. And I do think off these big swings, a lot of money could be made if you play it right. But be very careful with your options, right? Don't backhold them. Be very careful. Not financial advice, by the way. And be very, very cautious of what you're doing right now because you also have to remember there is the potential for a trap later on. I don't think it's going to start tomorrow, maybe sometime next week. There could be traps out there. The market makers take advantage of retail investors in moments like these. They want you to get excited. They want you to become so comfortable at where we're at. And that's how they trick people, right? Be prepared for that. Now, I'm going to go into more details about that later. As of right now, I am seeing a move like this. But the other big piece of news I want to talk about is what Elon Musk just announced. That's absolutely glorious. Check this out right here. Elon Musk says Tesla has made over 3 million cars. Let's go. They're doing insanely well right now, and I see a big improvement in their production means from here. If we actually look at what Elon Musk put on his Twitter page, you can see right here, Musk stated, "Congratulations to the Giga Shanghai on making their 1 millionth car. like huge congratulations to them. They're just killing it. Not to mention the Fremont team, they're doing so well. I'm so proud of them. And they have a total of over 3 million Teslas now. That's huge. If you look at the growth that they are making, it's just immense. And I see a big continuation of this that will really help with the share price as time goes on. With that said and done, for the short term, I'm actually pretty bullish for Tesla. I do think this thing is going to test 930 very soon. I do think we could go as high as the 940s, and we could push even higher if we get that momentum, if we get the volume, and if there is that big catalyst, which is the stock split, if that allows that to happen. Because sometimes the market could take the biggest news and then just not do anything because of how the market's performing. And sometimes big pieces of news can actually push stock prices up like crazy. So the market is very manipulated, and sometimes they're very unusual things that happen. But other than that, I think the market's doing okay. I think SPY and NASDAQ are doing quite well. And I do think there's going to be a continuation of the upside, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday, hopefully. So I do see some nice moves. I really think Tesla's going to push up. I think SPY is going to get that 430 level test. And pretty soon we're going to see Tesla make some nice moves. That said and done, thank you all for listening. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me just, hold on, show you this real quick. I think I just zoomed out of this. There you are. So this is essentially what I'm seeing. Take care. Tesla to the moon. The long-term future is bright. And peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Tesla to the moon and peace out.